I think it was about 4 years ago, I was trying to develop a clear ESG strategy for my suppliers together with my team. And we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. So I started looking for best practices outside of the company and people who had already done something like that. And I browsed LinkedIn. I looked at the people who went to the conferences where I was going, and in general, just tried to scrub my network for potential people with whom to talk. And I ended up talking directly with Thomas Udesen. He's told me about the Sustainable Procurement Pledge. So that's when I heard about it. I looked it up, I went into the details. I saw that it was a great place for like-minded people and also to get a lot of resources and to continue the conversation and even to expand the conversation on how to do what I wanted to do. And I saw that it was a personal commitment. So I didn't need anybody's approval within the company. I just signed up. I was like, yes, this corresponds to my values. This is what I want to do in my day job, right? So there's an organization called Procurement Leaders. They run conferences around the world for chief procurement officers and just in general people in managerial positions in the procurement world. They called me a little bit out of the blue and told me, hey, we're running a conference in Frankfurt very soon. Would you like to come and present what you're doing on CO2 reduction with your suppliers? I went to the conference. I mean, the crowd was very engaged. It was one of those conversations where you see that you've really hit the spot and you've got the attention of the attendees, right? We're really on the edge of their seat thinking, okay, this guy's right, and we need to do the same in our companies. But doing it alone is so complicated. And one guy raised his hand and he was starting to tell the organizers, right? Telling procurement leaders, guys, you bring so many of us together. Don't you think you have a responsibility to also, connect us as well so that we can work on this together, right? And so that was obviously an opportunity to start talking about the Sustainable Procurement Pledge. We ended up having a little bit of a dialogue between audience and me on stage and Bertrand around what it means to be in procurement. And I don't know if it's the first time he used it, but he used a sentence that I've heard him say a lot since then, which was procurement is not just a job, it's a responsibility, right? And I think it's a very powerful statement, which resonates a lot with people, and everybody brought that home. And I must say, for the following 12 months or so, I really felt like it was going in the right direction, and that procurement people were putting their money where their mouth was and really trying to do something different on sustainability and to push that among suppliers.
And how do you keep this fire alive?
So keeping the spark alive requires keeping the message relevant to today's paradigm, right? And for what we do at SPP, when you're a co-chair, what you do is that you run events mostly. You're running webinars on specific topics, and they are the audience. They are here to learn and maybe share. And what I try and do is to make sure that the topics we choose are highly relevant to our targeted audience. And highly relevant in a time where tariffs are important, but you still want them to think about ESG, for example. So my favorite example was in January of this year. We asked our members what did they want to hear about, and we gave them a few options, and they selected CBAM, right? CBAM, the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. And this regulation, it's a first of its kind, right? There was never any such thing done anywhere in the rest of the world. And usually when you do something for the first time, you don't do it perfectly. What I did, I took my SPP hat, right? And so that gives me legitimacy to approach people that I normally would not be approaching as a freelancer or as a CPO. And I went straight to the European Commission. And I found within the European Commission, the guy who's in charge of rolling out the CBAM regulation, right? And I told him, hey, the industry wants to talk with you. The industry wants to hear why the hell this legislation is the way it is. Did you have to make any trade-offs? Are you conscious of the shortcomings of the way it's currently done? What's planned for the future? Can you tell us, right? And on the other side, I approached the CEO of a company that works exclusively on helping other companies understand CBAM and fulfill CBAM expectations, right? So we got, so to say, the voice of the legislator and the voice of the industry And we put them in a room and we looked at what happened, right? And they were pretty civil with each other, but there was a lot of debate. And that's what I thought was great. And the video, I think, is one of the 5 most watched videos of SPP now, simply because it's relevant, right? It's relevant to today. So back to your original question, the way you keep the spark alive is you keep the message relevant.
Amazing. And also just saying, in SPP, is there like a person or like a mentor, chapter leader, colleague, or overall SPP member that you think plays the most important role in your procurement journey or helps you stay connected?
It changes over time. So there's not a one-size-fits-all answer. At the beginning, it was Thomas Janvier. And what I've noticed happening more and more is direct interactions between the co-chair. So I work a lot with the human rights chapter. We did some joint events. I'm currently planning an event with emerging technology with Matt Langley. So more and more, there's more autonomy, right? And with the autonomy, you get to collaborate directly with more people.
It was amazing talking to you. It was really interesting. Thank you very much. It was amazing.
Bye, Louis. Cheers.
Bye-bye.